Hello, welcome again in my channel. Today we are going to read a book, Goldilocks, a magic three-dimensional fairy tale world. Are you ready, kids? Let's start it. Once upon a time, there were three bears. There was a great big daddy bear, a medium-sized mommy bear, and a teeny-weeny baby bear. They lived together in a cottage in the middle of wood. One morning, Mommy Bear made 3 bowls of steaming hot porridge. "It's far too hot to eat," said Daddy Bear. "Let's go for a walk while it cools down." As the 3 bears set off into the wood, a little girl with golden hair comes skipping up their garden path. Her name was Goldilocks. When Goldilocks saw the empty cottage with its door wide open, she walked straight in. Goldilocks saw the 3 bowls of steaming porridge on the table. Her tummy began to rumble. She hadn't eaten any breakfast and was very hungry. "I'll just have a tiny taste," she said, picking up a spoon and tucking into the great big bowl, but it was too hot, so she tried some porridge from the medium-sized bowl. That was too sticky, so she moved on to the teeny-weeny bowl. That was just right, so she gobbled it all up. After all that scrumptious porridge, Goldilocks felt rather sleepy. She looked around and saw 3 chairs. "I'll just rest here for a while," she said, clambering up into the great big chair, but it was too high. Next, she tried the medium-sized chair. That was too lumpy. Then she sat in the teeny-weeny chair. "Oh, that's just right," sighed Goldilocks. But oh no, it wasn't. Goldilocks was far too heavy, and crack! The teeny-weeny chair snapped into two. "Sorry," said Goldilocks, even though there was nobody there to apologize to. Goldilocks went into the bedroom and saw 3 beds. She clambered up onto the great big bed, but it was too hard. She bunched on the medium-sized bed. That was too soft. Then she tried the teeny-weeny bed. That was just right. Goldilocks lay down and was soon fall asleep. Meanwhile, the 3 bears had returned home to find their kitchen in a terrible mess. "Somebody's been eating my porridge," growled Daddy Bear. "Somebody's been eating my porridge," said Mommy Bear. "Somebody's been eating my porridge, and they've eaten it all up," squeaked Baby Bear. Next, the 3 bears looked at their chair. "Somebody been sitting in my chair," growled Daddy Bear. "Somebody's been sitting in my chair," said Mommy Bear. "Somebody's been sitting in my chair, and they've broken it to pieces," squeaked Baby Bear. The 3 bears crept into the bedroom. "Somebody's been sleeping in my bed," growled Daddy Bear. "Somebody's been sleeping in my bed," said Mommy Bear. "Somebody's been sleeping in my bed," squeaked Baby Bear unhappily. "And look, she's still there." The 3 bears gathered around the bed and stared in surprise at Goldilocks. Just then, Goldilocks woke up. She was very surprised to find the 3 bears peering at her. Surprised and rather afraid, but the 3 bears were not mean bears. In fact, they were very kind. "Would you like some porridge?" asked Mommy Bear. And because Goldilocks was feeling quite peckish once more, she quickly agreed. "I'm sorry for breaking your chair," Goldilocks told Baby Bear, "and for making such a mess," she added, turning to Mommy Bear and Daddy Bear. "Never mind," said Daddy Bear, doing his best not to growl. "But now I think we'd better take you home." And from that day on, Goldilocks often visited the 3 bears' house for breakfast, but only when they were in. Well, thank you everyone. See you again, kids. Bye bye.